Landon was very bright, very articulate, very thoughtful.
Landon Hausman was a smart, athletic 16-year-old from Bethesda, Maryland.
He was a kid that you would look at and think, wow, here's a kid that's got it all going on. Here's a kid that's got a great future, that's got a lot that he's going to accomplish in his life.
But as his father, Mark, shows us photos of Landon over the years,
This is my favorite. This is first grade.
he says his son's smile masked an inner struggle that seemed to intensify once he got to high school.
The way that he dealt with a lot of the anxiety and the depression that he felt was through self-medication. My wife and I were very tuned into what was going on with him. We took steps to try to get him help and support.
Then in January of 2022, Landon died on his bathroom floor after taking a counterfeit Percocet pill laced with fentanyl.
As soon as I opened the door, I knew Landon was dead.
How often do you relive that morning?
You know, the sad part of this all is that, you know, you relive the circumstances of his death every day.
Mark believes his son likely didn't know he was ingesting fentanyl, which is highly addictive and can be lethal even in small doses.
It's hard to put that into words.
And Dr. Hoover Adger Jr. of Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine says that's happening far too often.
Most of the time, these young people have no idea what they've been exposed to. The first exposure is an exposure that could be a life-ending experience for an individual.
Among adolescents, fentanyl-related overdose deaths increased from 253 in 2019 to 884 in 2021. That's a nearly 250% increase.
How would you say fentanyl is driving the opioid epidemic?
Because it's so readily available. It's showing up in everything. There are a lot of knockoff pills. They look just like prescription medicines. And so you assume that if you're getting something that's a prescription that's coming from your doctor, it's safe. But these are things that are far from safe. I'm just hopeful that we don't have to get to the point where we have to lose so many young people, so many valuable lives before individuals wake up and understand that this is a magic moment. It's like the time is now. We've got to do something.
Narcan is a life-saving medication that can reverse an overdose from opioids like fentanyl. Advocates say it should be supplied directly to teens in order to get a handle on the crisis. And a growing number of districts have equipped schools with Narcan, including in Portland, Tucson, and St. Louis. Nationwide, at least 30 states have laws expressly allowing schools to carry and administer it. And now the FDA has approved Narcan for over-the-counter sales without a prescription.
We've been fighting to have that for a very long time.
Researchers from the University of Houston have also developed a vaccine that is being called a potential game changer.
So the key thing here is we can avert overdose.
It blocks fentanyl's ability to enter the brain. This eliminates the drug's high, preventing addiction and the physical symptoms that lead to overdose deaths.
It will benefit a lot of individuals. It will absolutely save lives.
Promising developments in treatment, but Landon Hausman's loved ones want fentanyl overdoses to stop before they start.
One of the most difficult things that my wife and I have had to accept with Landon's death is that this was a choice that he ended up making. At that moment that you're faced with a choice, what you need to think about is, more than yourself, what happens to the people that you leave behind if something were to happen to you?
It's a heartache Mark now deals with every moment of every day.
We're doing our best to keep him alive.
And in speaking out about his son's death, he hopes to spare other families from this pain.
We just want his life to be meaningful. And if his story helps another family in need, helps another kid make a smarter decision, then it's bringing meaning to his story.